Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures: no photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions: please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I've added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing with life. Playing with being alive. static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence. All these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagwan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion, and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha, Radhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation. Not just creation getting created. Even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created. And pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trubhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase. Ishana Murti as 5 phase. Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase. Agora Murti has 5 phase. Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti has his five face. Agora Murti has his five face. Vamadeva Murti has his five face. Satyojata Murti has his five face. Ishana Murti has his five face. All these five Murtis, five faces put together is 25 faces of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas, are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading, and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. First experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting, the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas form the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. As Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. When you choose your Guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashiva, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashiva, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measured, measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Now let's go to the powerful cognition from Bhagavan Satsang on Bhagavad Gita.
Whatever is there is divine. You will be continuously fighting with nature. You will be continuously fighting with the whole. Please be very clear. Part can never succeed when you fight with the whole. When it fights with the whole. Continuously, whatever you think, speak and do based on the one idea, me, it will lead to more and more complications, more and more dukkha. Here, Krishna starts explaining beautifully the nature of demonic nature and divine nature. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Again, throughout this chapter, only Bhagavan speaks. In the first chapter, only Arjuna is speaking. Bhagavan is silent. Means completely is expressing his ego. Almost the catharsis is happening. He is mad, confused. He is just vomiting, quoting all the morality, whatever he learned, quoting everything, he is speaking. Slowly he comes down to the next level. He is allowing the Bhagavan to speak and the conversation is happening. First, he is expressing him, not letting Bhagavan speak, Then he comes down to the level of conversation. Bhagavan also speaks, he is also speaking. Then he comes to the level of little more listening. Now practically he is silent. In the 15th chapter and 16th, both the chapters, he is silent. He is not uttering a single word. That's what I told. No questions, only doubts. All the questions have disappeared. Now only small doubts. Means he is asking for more tips, more clarification, more understanding. Bhagavan uvacha abhayam sattva samsuddhir jnana yoga vyavastitihi danam tamascha yajnasya swadhyayastava arjavam ahimsa satyam akrodas tyagas santirabhaisunam taya bhudeshvaloluptvam mardavam hrirachapalam tejatshama drudissaucham adroho nadimanitaha bhavanti sambadam daivim abhijadasya bharata. Let me give you the translation. Bhagavan says, fearlessness, purification of the being, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, and centered on the being, performance of sacrifice and accumulating knowledge, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to divine men endowed with divine nature. Now, when you listen all these things with the attitude of me, usually what we do? Start practicing all these things. Start practicing all these qualities. Be very clear, if you start practicing all these qualities, one thing is sure, you will become mad. You will become mad. Nothing can be done. Because you will be fighting with yourself. You will be controlling your senses to strengthen your ego. When you try to understand all these things, when you try to understand all these ideas with your attitude of me, I, you will start practicing them to strengthen the idea of me, to strengthen yourself as a better being. Again and again. Masters prove. Masters are not better beings. They are totally transformed beings. Better beings are different. Transformed beings are different. The other day I was telling you that lion and sheep lion story. The story told by Vivekananda. Beautiful story. In that story, the sheep lion, he doesn't want to realize he's lion. He just wanted to be a good, strong sheep. He's asking the lion to give some technique for becoming a strong sheep. Same thing. If you straight away start practicing all these things, you may have little strong ego. Understand, that is why all these so-called tapasvis, people who repress themselves, will have a strong ego. Will have very strong ego. People who do tapas, people who repress themselves, you can see very clearly they will be radiating ego. Because they are doing all these things to strengthen. When you do all these things, naturally you will strengthen your ego. You will strengthen your ego. When you are completely blissful, relaxed, then if austerity happens, if tapas happens in you, you will never expect others also to do tapas. I have seen so many sannyasis, especially in India, continuously they blame the householders. Continuously they blame them. You don't do this, you don't do that, you are not right, you are not pure, you are sinner. The problem is, when you suppress, when you force yourself to do tapas, you are continuously burning inside. So naturally, sometimes you yourself get the doubt whether you are in the right path or what you are doing. Is it right? You get the doubt. Then naturally what we think, we have to do something. The doubt is coming up. Let us make others guilty. When you make others guilty that they are not doing right thing, you feel now, yes, what you are doing is right. When you make others feel guilty that they are not right, you feel you are right. When you see, when you suppress, when tapas is done by force, you naturally expect others also to do that. If they don't do, you create guilt in them, and by creating guilt in them, you wanted them to come to you and confess. When that happens, you feel more and more strong. Tapas is supposed to happen out of joy and bliss. Just as a natural thing, anything done by force is not going to help you. It will neither help you nor it will help the society. I have seen so many people doing tapas like Ravana. Ravana did tapas, but all his powers, it never helped him or others. He has become demon for himself and for others. He was killing others. Finally, he has destroyed himself. Because the tapas is from the attitude of me. What is there for me? To strengthen the I and mind. The whole thing happened to strengthen the I and mind. Please understand, whatever you do, whether it is studying the spiritual scriptures, or the charity, or social service, or the spiritual things, or puja, or meditation, whatever you do, to strengthen the I and me will always lead to suffering. It will lead to suffering. The instinct to survive and instinct to possess is what I call me. Me means instinct to survive. Instinct to possess. Instinct to survive is I. Instinct to possess is mine. Person who understands both are illusions. You cannot have the instinct to survive. Whatever you may have, you cannot survive. Please be very clear. The instinct to survive is pure illusion. At the most, you can survive as you think yourself 70, 80 years. 70, 80 years you can be alive as you think you are. How you visualize yourself. In that form, in that way, you can be alive maximum 70 to 80 years. But the instinct to survive tries to extend it, tries to make the life as eternal. Naturally, you are walking towards suffering. As long as you carry the instinct to survive, please be very clear, again and again and again, you will be hurting yourself. You will be hurting yourself. Just today morning,
Beautiful. Bhagavan's powerful cognition from Bhagavad Gita. Let's go to the Shastra Pramana. Gita
5.76 to 78. Maranam ghādyate tena sakenapi na ghādyate tasya syat paramasiddhe animadi guna prada vayussannachadate dehe rasavriddhir bhavet dhruvam akashapanakajagalptiyusamapi vadhate maranam khadyate tena sakenapi na khadyate tasya syat paramasiddhir animadi guna prada vayuh sanacharate dehe rasavriddhir bhavet dhruvam akashapanakajagalaptiyusamapi vadhate.
Beautifully, Bhagavan said how Ravana is just having powers, but out of his arrogance, the I and me, even if you do puja, if you do spiritual practice out of I and me, it only leads to the suffering. It is not giving us any liberation. The tapas has to happen to us by you melting in oneness with Paramashiva, declaring I am Paramashiva. Beautifully, the story Bhagavan says, one sadhu, he was sitting in an ant hill and meditating. The other sadhu was dancing under the tree and meditating. Narada came by and these two sadhu asked them, can you please ask Vishnu God that when will I get enlightened? So Narada says okay, and then he asked and then come back and told the person who's sitting in the ant hill that he will be enlightened in 3-4 births. He got very frustrated and very upset about the whole thing. And Narada went to the other person who was dancing under the tree and said, God said you will be enlightened when as many birds after as many birds as leaves on the tree. He was so happy. He said, oh my God, I'm going to get enlightened. And he started dancing more. Narada thought he didn't hear properly. He said, no, you're going to get enlightened after so many birds as many leaves are in the tree. That man was so happy. He was shouting, I finally found out I'm going to be enlightened. He still believes that he is going to be enlightened. And there is a way out of this whole context. When he realized there is something beyond, that realization became mukti and he attained the enlightened space immediately. Whenever Bhagavan says so beautifully, Buddha sat for 12 years under the tree, but only when he declared that his body can melt, but he is going to sit there till he get enlightened. When he declared the authenticity of him, then he broke the ego and attained the moksha, the enlightened space. Bhagavan always says that I and me possessing or survival is not going to help. The best example Bhagavan gives is the ocean. The wave comes to the shore and the wave thinks I'm going to build a castle for myself and I'm going to live there. How can the wave survive? That is how we are trying to survive. We cannot survive is the truth, Bhagavan says. It's an illusion. And possessing, what can I possess? The shells, the sand? I have to go back to the ocean. And where can I keep all these things? Nothing can I take back. Same way is our life. We cannot do anything with the possessions that we have. However close your child is, however great your job is, however ultimate your life is, you cannot take anything back. All that you can take back is your inner space, bio energy and bio memory. The bio memory is what comes with you. And that bio memory, if it is all in the space, I am Paramashiva. Paramashiva is only my truth and my strength. simply you will be liberated. Again and again, Bhagavan gives a very powerful cognition. With that, let's go to the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana for the power of decreasing the weight of a leaf. This is from Periya Puranam. The Nayanamar stories. So beautiful. The Cheram Nayanar, every day he will do puja. And during the puja, he will hear the Nataraja bell. One day he does not hear and he got very upset. He got really frustrated. He said, okay, I don't have to live alive. And immediately he got to hear the bell again. So beautiful. He was such a friend of Sundarar, and Sundarar wanted to go to Kailayam. He got an elephant, white elephant. So Cheram also goes to Kailasha by teaching the horse the Panchaksharam, and both of them go to Kailasha together and goes and sings the praise of the Lord and becomes one there. Atma Pramana. Atma Pramana, how they lived the highest, even during the puja, even during the lifestyle, everything he included, even the animals he included in listening to their details and giving the right judgments. He lived such a great life, and offering the puja, he will hear the Chidambara bell. If Nataraja bell is not heard, he will not stop the puja. And just one day, he did not hear it. He said, why should I live? Such was the giving up the life of himself just for a Shiva puja, was the way he lived and cherished that I am Paramashiva continuously. With this beautiful story, let's go to the Apta Pramana, Atma Pramana, Bhagwan's Leela.
Called Shakti. Be experienced and manifested, can be converted into any form of currency you want. Health, wealth, knowledge, longevity, relationships. In any form of currency you want to manifest, you can manifest. It is fundamental currency of the cosmos called Shakti. Understand? In the modern day, even God need to be explained in the language of currency, only then human being understands. We print in currency, we trust in God, but actually even when we pray to God, we trust in currency. Understand? That's the truth. We may print in currency, we trust God. In God we trust. But in reality, even when we work with God, we trust currency. That is why I have to talk in the language of currency. Understand? There is a fundamental currency of the cosmos which makes your life internally, externally extraordinary. That fundamental currency is called Shakti. Shakti, Adi Shakti. I am introducing you that science, manifesting that cosmic currency, based on that cosmic currency, integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, completion, causing others reality. All these are fundamental principles. All these are fundamental principles, forms the foundation of that very cosmic currency, manifesting system, manifesting Shakti, Adi Shakti. Once you start manifesting that Adi Shakti, the source of powers in you, you can manifest health, you can manifest wealth, you can manifest powers, you can manifest relationships, you can manifest anything you want. It is all about just increasing the frequency of the power vibrating in you, reverberating in you, clarity in you. The state of Sadashiva, when it starts operating, the space of Sadashiva is generated. And when it starts manifesting, powers of Sadashiva starts manifesting. I am introducing a powerful subjective science. Vedas are fundamental principles, pure science. Once you are convinced about the pure science, technology can be handed over to you. Agamas are the technology. You may wonder why the technology has never become popular like a pure science. Understand, technology can be shared only to a person who is convinced about the pure science. That is why technology was always secret. If somebody is not convinced about the pure science, sharing technology with him is waste of time. And he will try to poke holes in technology and will ditch himself into the patala, will never open himself again to the pure science. And deaths we went through is not failure. It has just become raw material. Let's make the future successful. Let's come to the basics. Decide to start with the integrity. Understand? Gurus are like local businessmen. They can write off your debts. Incarnation is a World Bank. He can give new loan. He can completely provide a new huge chunk of energy to you to restart your integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching. Not only write off your past debts, karmas. Writing off is the past debts, is cleaning up all the past karmas. Giving a new huge chunk of loan is supplying you with a huge new energy so you can restart and rebuild. Let's restart in a matured way and rebuild in a matured way. Let's start from the foundation principles. From now, breathe integrity into everything. Breathe authenticity into everything. Breathe responsibility into everything. Breathe enriching into everything. Rebuild a new life, new thought current, new being, new space. Let's rebuild, rebuild, rebuild. Remember the foundational principles, sacred secrets. Our inner space is responsible for what we are manifesting. Whether in your profession, health, relationship, life. Let's open the source of Adi Shakti in inner space. Experience that oneness. Experience that pure oneness.
The Shakshi Pramana, where the weight of the leaf is decreasing. Here you can see that the child has put the weight on 703. The weight is 0.51 kg, and here Isha Prema, after manifestation 707, it is 0.044. So beautiful. The weight of the leaf has changed here. They are changing the Rudraksh size. You can manifest the power of Ashta Maha Siddhi, power to decrease the weight of the leaf. Shakshi Pramanas are the experience of millions of touched by avatar, initiated by Bhagavan, around the globe, manifesting and sharing their experiences.
Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state. Deadlifting. Powerlifting exercises can be harmful to shoulder, lower back, and knee injuries, from muscle strain, tendons chronic to fractures. The deadlift exercise utilizes the entire posterior chain in the body and is considered one of the most effective full body muscle building exercises. However, deadlifts can pose a risk of spinal damage. Deadlifts place force on the spinal disc, especially when done with heavy weight. If you perform these exercises with a rounded or arched back, the amount of disc compression increases substantially and can result in bulged disc, pinched nerves, or other issues. Preparation and step-by-step personal coaching are necessary for novice who wants to lift heavy weight. Charts are given to indicate the average weight one can lift depending on the gender, height, weight, and level of training. Manifesting powers of Ashta Maha Shaktis, power of increasing the size of others. Mahima. How adolescents from Nithyananda Gurukul can effortlessly uplift double the weight he should be able to lift for his height, weight, and level of training. Manifesting power of Ashta Maha Shaktis, powers to lift huge weights effortlessly. Also known as Laghima, power to make things lighter.
The Shastra Pramana, the direct words of Mahasadashiva, where Sadashiva reveals how this Shakti manifests. It is from the Paushkar Agama, Vidyapada, Patala 6. Laghima shigrage vitvam pankadhavapya majjanam mahima vyapya chasthanam brihadendriyadadvihi. You can take on the stage now.
Yes, so first we have Srinivas, who'll be stepping up, and we'll take your weight first and see where you're at, and then we'll compare that number against the lift that you'll be doing. So if you want to just quickly step up and take your weight.
As you can see, Srinivasan Maharaj, a Rudra of the Nithyananda order, is stepping up on the weighing scale, and you will be seeing, as you can see, he is 54.1 kgs.
So 54 kgs. And on the bar, as I mentioned earlier, I got a little excited talking about this, is 115 kgs. And just to put this into perspective, I actually haven't lifted this weight in over 3 years. So what he's going to be doing is something I haven't trained and done in 3 years. And so I'm excited to see this. What he'll be comparing is up against, and again, this is very logical and there's a lot of numbers involved. He's lifting roughly 120 pounds more than somebody that is a beginner, which is completely insane because I'm assuming he hasn't been training. I don't know how long he's been training for, but I don't think he's been training very long. And so 120 pounds more than a beginner he'll be lifting, and he's lifting a weight that I haven't lifted in over 3 years. So I'll let him take this.
So that's great. Srinivasa Maharaj, you can come up in the front. You can see Srinivasa Maharaj is getting into the position. As you can see, Srinivasan Maharaj has lifted.
I don't mean to be a stickler for form and all this, but when it comes to training, form is everything. You're going to get much more power if you have like exact form. And I can say his form was not correct, but it didn't matter. That's what's shocking, is that you were able to somehow muster the strength without having the correct base.
And Srinivasan Maharaj is just 54 kgs and he has lifted over 115 kgs just like that without any effort.
List of items required for setting up the decrease of the leaf, weight. Have the camera with the timestamp. Jnananjan, if you have it, wonderful. Scale with a weighing measuring app on the phone, anything is fine, a bathroom scale or a kitchen scale, which is accurately measuring the leaf. If you have a leaf or a bunch of leaf is okay. If you have tulsi or bilva leaf, that will be beautiful. Take few moments to set your camera, download the timestamp app, click on the video, ensure that the time is shown on the screen very clearly, making sure the camera is facing you and the leaf and the recording on the scale. These are very special moments. Don't miss to record them. This is the weighing scale app for Android and iPhone. You can weigh the object and see how the app is responding. If it is giving a range of weight, you can measure the range and keep it consistent, or if you're getting accurate weight, that will be the most best thing. Guidelines to start manifesting the power. Start the video on recording mode. Apply the Jnananjan between your eyebrows. Bring awareness to your third eye. Take leaf or leaves and weigh it on the scale twice or on the weighing measuring app on your phone. Make sure the accuracy is maintained. Gaze intensely and gently at the object in front of you without touching. Through the third eye, change the weight of the leaf in front of you to become lighter. Weigh the leaf again twice or the bunch of leaves again twice for the accuracy and see the change, record the change. Verify your authentic video and powerful cognition with others and listen to others' experience of manifesting this power.
Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually, our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shakti Pada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shakti Pada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and or egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence. The Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminders. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes this external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, Why? We can just be spiritual without having external things. If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shared form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Maha Sadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers? They start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password you type. Whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Shivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye. Again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Jnana Paramashivam. 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 Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Jnana Paramashivam. 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 Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Verification process for decreasing the weight of the leaf. Verify that no video editing is done on the Shakti Avishkarna Power Manifestation video. Video is not stopped or restarted during the process of manifestation. All videos are verified with timestamp. All videos should have a wide angle view. Do not touch the leaf or bunch of leaves during the power manifestation. Do not tamper the scale or the weight measuring app. Do not add anything or remove anything or add any chemical to the leaf to increase or decrease the leaf's weight. Authentically, 5 to 10 units of the change should be seen visibly when you're manifesting power of decreasing the weight of the leaf. Thank you for choosing this power.
Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashiva